Hello, welcome back to the 2019 RaceDepartment Mini Challenge Bike Sim Racing finale here at Hockenheim. We are about to go green. Chris Butcher on pole. The lights are out and away we go for the penultimate time this season. Race number 1 of 2 here at Hockenheim. Chris Butcher pulls away from the lead. A really good start there into turn number 1. Ross McGregor files in behind in second position, falling down the rest of your order, and it looks like it is going to remain clean for all 24 of our drivers at the start here. Heading up towards turn number 2, and McGregor's already dropped off a little bit from Butcher. This is what really Butcher needs a little bit more, to be honest, to win the championship. But back in 9th and 10th position, it's teammates Polgar and Patsy battling it out. Patsy is left in the dust out of turn number 3, just behind. Frank Lehman is side by side with Fernando Flanagan as they come up towards the hairpin for the first time. Hopefully it's going to remain all clean. You've got Davy van der Veen just behind that as well as they head up towards the first major braking zone of the race. Here they go into the hairpin. Oh, Lehman's on the inside of Patsy. That's turned into a really good overtaking opportunity just up in front. I've also seen that Eduardo Garcia has been able to get past on the inside of Matt Legale through the hairpin. Legale now swaps in behind, switches to the right-hand side of the track, going for the outside line on the 08 machine. Will he be able to get it done? He's still...
Davy van der Veen hits the rear of Frank Lehman. Couldn't get the car stopped, but these guys are racing for 11th position. They're racing hard.
And Legale is still on the inside of Garcia, who's able to keep it in. And here comes Legale's teammate, Tobias Rona, to follow through. On the right-hand side, it will become the outside of the second hairpin. This time it's a left-hander, and that means Rona is stuck on the outside of line. Can't quite.
Oh, and he's gone wide. That's unfortunate.
He's back onto the track though, but behind Ballas Polgar, just ahead of Patsy. But here comes Van der Veen on the inside of Lehman. Try to make it work, not quite. Up at your front though, lap 1 is over. Butcher's leading the way. He's pulled about a half a second gap on Ross McGregor. 1 minute.
Davy van der Veen is making a move of Frank Lehman and takes 10 position into the first corner.
On my screen, it's showing Chris Butcher as 24th.
24th. Yeah, it is, yeah.
He is in 24th. He's not... It's not counted his first lap. Chris Butcher is in last. And Ross McGregor leads.
Well, that's odd.
What has just happened?
That is odd. Oh. Well, I don't know.
No, I don't know what's going on. Why is Chris Butcher now in... Well, no matter why, but Chris Butcher is in last. The championship contender. And it is going to be a fight for what is now, I guess, the lead. Chris Shepherd on the right-hand side. Davy van der Veen has slid it out of the hairpin, but Chris Shepherd is still side-by-side with Ross McGregor for what is the lead in this race. Shepherd on the outside line, but he's broken a lot earlier. Almost contact as McGregor brakes a lot later and then suddenly slams on the brakes. But there he goes. And holding it through.
Craig Patterson is trying to make a move on Perotti in third as well. So Patterson will be very pleased with this performance. I'm a bit disappointed the comments he made about the commentary team. I think me and him need to have some words. I'm a little bit...
No, he never said that. He just asked, are you commentating today? I took it as he wants a proper professional here.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. I'll sleep at night. Don't worry, Mr. Patterson. yes, Mrs. Patterson. Right, okay. As Ross McGregor is your race leader, we don't quite know what's happened to Mr. Butcher, but he is ahead of these two, but somehow he's in 24th position. So, and he's just gone into the pits. He's in the pits. He's retired. Chris Butcher has retired from the race.
Chris Butcher is out.
Yeah, as Polgar has just set the fastest lap with 2:03.7.
He's left the game. He is not going to be racing in race number 2 because his championship is gone. That means Matt Legale is going to get second in this championship fight. But now, he could still technically win this championship. He won't, but he could.
As Brang Hangelveld is making a move into the hairpin, Currently 22nd. Does he make it stick? No, can't quite. Halili's on the inside.
Oh! May I just point out now that Craig Patterson is...
Third?
He's going to take third in this championship if he can keep 10 positions ahead of Chris Shepherd over the next 2 races.
Oh, wow.
So he can take third in this championship.
Well, Mr. Patterson is trying to make a move on Perotti at the moment. They're side by side. He backed out of it a little bit. He sits, but no, he's on the inside now on the next turn. Can he go on the inside? Yes, he does. There's contact. There is contact.
And now Perotti's under attack from Matt Legale, who's gone to the inside to follow Patterson. Wow, Legale decides that the grass is the racing line now, and Perotti stuck on the outside of Patterson. Patterson's got the inside line, but he is going to have to slow it up. No, he's not, because he goes through, and Patterson into third position. Perotti stuck on the outside, because here comes Matt Legale to the inside line of the hairpin. Perotti's going to try and make the outside work. Can he do it? They're still side by side. He's gone slightly wide. And through goes Legale. Perotti's not quite being able to keep a tyre in, but there he goes. He's going to dive it into penultimate turn. A little bit of a wobble and a little bit of contact. It's just behind. Legale now under attack from Eduardo Garcia. Garcia to the inside through the final turn.
I was just going to point out there's 3 cars waiting to have a bite at this fight as well. And before I had a chance to say it, the Huggies man is making as Ross McGregor sets the fast up with 2:02.8, who's currently your race leader. Chris Shepherd in second, Craig Patterson third, Simon Perotti fourth, Matt Legale fifth, Eduardo Garcia sixth, Bowser Polgar seventh, Tobias Ryder eighth, Thomas Pazzi ninth, and Frank Lehman rounded out your top 10. It's another great race. Love it.
It is, but I'm still wondering what went on with Butcher, and I am keeping an eye on the forums just to see if there's any comment from Butcher. If he's watching the stream back now, I'd love for him to come on and quickly jump into race control with us, because I want to know what happened. Was there a penalty involved that put the lap down?
As the racing doorman, Matt Legale's trying to make a move on Perotti into the hairpin.
Yeah. Oh, and here comes Garcia as well on the inside body. There's contact as Garcia pushes Legale on the exit. Perotti comes back onto the circuit after running wide. A little bit of contact with Garcia coming back on, but the 08 machine is trying to get to the inside of the 77. Can't quite make it. Behind, Polgar is side by side with Rona. Rona on the outside line now. He brakes later, and he's got it on the Banzai TCC driver.
So Chris Butcher has posted into the Twitch chat saying timing glitch, then disconnect. Absolutely gutted, no penalty.
Oh, no, so it was a disconnect in the end. I thought you might have quit, because I was going to mention I know the commands to give lap backs, which I was quickly going to do. But that is crazy, because that not only has lost Butcher second position in the championship, it's going to lose him third, and it's just lost him €50 gift card. A $50 gift card.
As you sorry to cut you off there, Perotti's it's gone wide and lost the place.
Completely. He's come back on into Rona. That's one thing actually I'm noticing about Perotti. Every time he runs off the track, he gets back on the track without thinking about the consequences, because he's straight back on as quickly as possible, and he's hit a car every time he's returned to the racing line. As
he goes wide again, because he's now under pressure from
so did Garcia.
Yeah, but Polgar. So Polgar is just sitting behind Tobias Rona and Perotti in 8th position. So for the Banzai team, and he's just Perotti again has made contact with Legale again there. So yeah, he's quite aggressive driving at the moment. But yeah, commiserations, Mr. Butcher. Sorry about that.
Hopefully you'll still make it for race number 2 anyway, and you'll start from the front of that one.
Can you join in the warm-up for race number 2?
Yeah, you can rejoin during warm-up session, because I was able to, remember.
Okay.
No,
I wasn't too sure.
No, actually, it isn't a warm-up, is there?
No, that session is closed. I don't think you can. Yeah. I think I was right and you're wrong. Anyway, sorry, Mr. Butcher. That must be really hard to take. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Feel for you.
But right now, it is this battle that we're looking at between Polgar and Perotti, because Perotti's to the inside. He is trying his hardest to try and remain in a decent position this time, isn't he? Because he's had those issues. As Davey van der Veen behind is on the outside of Frank Lehman. for 10th and 11th position. He's been able to work it in the 40 machine.
Oh, who's that just gone off? That's Perotti.
That's Perotti.
Oh, Flanagan.
Collected by Flanagan.
Oh.
A huge hit. A massive accident. Could we see our first safety car of the season?
There's
That is two
a
cars off.
bit of debris. Flanagan gets back onto the track. So does Perotti. There's a bit of there's quite a bit of damage to the front right quarter of Perotti's car.
Like some suspension damage as well on Perotti's car.
Let's go on board with Flanagan, see how that's driving. Looks like no, his wheel is not straight potentially.
We are still green, by the way, so no safety car still this season, even though it is enabled. That's actually great to see.
That is really, really unlucky for Flanagan.
And he was just collected in that, and it
yeah,
wasn't even his
and he's
fault.
carrying on. No, not hitting the pits. So Perotti is going in down the pits entry. So
he is going to go and repair that machine.
yeah.
Ultimately, he knows now that race number 2 will be starting from first position.
Yeah. So, Mr. Patterson is under pressure from Matt Legale.
They're going to go side by side up towards the hairpin. Legale's on the outside line. He seems to have already got that ahead. They're side by side, but Patterson with the inside line has got it to work well. Trying to switch back now on the exit is Legale. He's not quite been able to get any car overlap on the exit. So a good hold from Patterson, but here goes Legale for another move.
David Vanderveen, I've just spotted, is ahead of Frank Lehman in 9th currently, so he's made that move.
Yeah, he made that just before that accident you pointed out last lap, but Patterson doing a really good job to hold on right now from Legale as they're battling for the bottom end of the podium. And remember, Patterson and Legale are going to be 2nd and 3rd position in this championship, but there is 19 points between them, so this isn't really going to affect them that much. What it is going to affect is whether Patterson can hold on to 3rd in the championship and whether Legale, well, actually, to be fair, Legale, all he needs is 3 points and he will have 2nd in the bag here.
Yeah, I think it's a pride thing, isn't it? It'd be nice. I don't think Patterson's finished in the top 3 this series, so it'd be nice for him to...
You've got to think, Patterson hasn't, but Legale is still on the hunt for a win because he's had a 3rd position, a 2nd position, but he's yet to win on an online league race. And we were mentioning that, we were talking about that to him last time out. Yeah,
true. But with 7 minutes to go and with the gap already from Matt Legale to Ross McGregor being 4.4 seconds, I can't see that happening now. So, I think he'll be happy just to finish on the podium. But, a part of me is like, please don't take that away from Mr. Patterson. Yes, Mr. Patterson.
I know, but Patterson's had unfortunate luck in every series I've raced with him or seen him race online. This is his first series where he's had that bad luck, but it's not come back to bite him yet because here comes Matt Legale on the outside line. Patterson's going to try and hold the inside once more. Legale's got quite a big, significant overlap into the braking zone.
Yeah, but Patterson's got the inside line.
He has indeed, and he's going to make it work. Legale's been able to keep it on the outside, though, in a good exit. He's had a little bit of better speed.
Oh, yeah.
The outside through the kink, but it'll be the inside onto the braking zone. We've got to wait and see. On the outside, they're still side by side.
Yeah, but now he's on the inside, isn't he? Yeah. Oh. Great driving for both of these.
It's great leaving each other just enough room, but not too much. And Patterson holds on to the position of 3rd.
Good driving, guys. Good driving. It wasn't like watching Perotti where it's very aggressive, is it? It was like we chase each other down, but we're also being respectful in equal measure. And I like that. So as Matt Legale, I think all goes to lock up a little bit, slightly different line to Patterson. But yeah, great driving from these two. This is what league racing is all about, guys.
Frank Lehman on the inside of Thomas Patsy for 9th position through the hairpin. The 31 machine has been able to make it work past the 82, but Patsy's going to look back for it into the penultimate turn. Pressure on Lehman. They continue to run, though, and the special guest driver in that 31 holds on to a top 10 position in his first race in Division 2. But here comes Patsy to the right-hand side of the track as they head up towards turn number 1. Great fighting up and down the field, but Lehman holds on to 9th position right now.
And you can see at some point Lehman's taken quite a bit of a tap in the back. You can see his boot's got a bit of an indent where someone has decided to use him as a brake. So carrying a little bit of rear damage there. He and Davy Van der Veen have been fighting since lap 1. So these two are inseparable at the moment. And I like the fact that Frank Lehman's got the RD logo on the top of his car. Nice little touch.
So yes, at the moment you are right. Van der Veen and Lehman pretty much inseparable. They are very close together now. They're coming up towards the hairpin. Lehman goes to the left-hand side. Davy Van der Veen goes defensive. The preferred line here through the hairpin.
Is he going for
each other just enough room. In fact, Van der Veen leaves Lehman no room.
I thought
he
was going to try the cutback and come back on the other side there, Frank Lehman there for a second. But that slow exit has put him under pressure again from Patsy in 10th position.
Yeah, Patsy on the right-hand side now. But Lehman's got the inside of Van der Veen, and he's going to make it. Just about sticks it in. Doesn't get it to work. No contact, though, between the 40. And up towards the final sector now. Frank Lehman, nicknamed Ernie, running around in 9th position, looking to get a great result here. Of course, he's had 4 back-to-back victories in Division number 2, and he's been promoted to Division 1 for the final rounds of the championship, and he is showing his skill right now. But he's run wide through the hairpin. Here comes Patsy once more. They're side by side up towards the final turns.
Yeah, Division 2 round winner. Every round so far, up, into Division 1. Finding, but getting quite a good introduction to Division 1 this week. And I think I would expect him to kind of fall into the middle of the pack, and that's kind of where he is right now. Qualified 11th in for the race, and sitting pretty in 9th. I think he'll be pleasantly pleased with that. I would be anyway.
Yeah, that's a very good result for his first race in the top split of the series, even though it is the last round of the championship. That's going to gain him up a few positions, though, of course. Being in Division 2, you're limited to how many points you can get, and he was getting the maximum, and now he can get even more than that. In fact, he can get about double that in this race. But Craig Patterson on the inside of Matt Legale, going defensive into the hairpin. Patterson holds it, but here comes Legale for the switchback on the exit again. But the switchback, on the front-wheel drive car, you just don't get the exit speed. So Legale has to drop in behind in 4th position. Still trying to chase down Patterson with just 2 minutes left on the clock here. As Alvarez and Hengeveld are battling for 15th and 16th position. Hengeveld goes for the switchback through the hairpin. A little bit of contact with Alvarez, and he goes through. But Manuel Alvarez isn't going to be happy with how Hengeveld just made his move there, but they continue on through and continue racing right now. Simon Porti still out on circuit, no matter that he is over a minute behind, but he's continuing around, and this will put him on that pole position start for race number 2.
Just seeing if there's any particular close.
When did Chris Shepherd take the lead in this race?
Good question. We haven't been following them, so I can't tell you.
No. Shepherd is leading with 1.5 minutes to go now. Let's just point out there'll be 2 laps in this race remaining. Last time out, Shepherd was leading most of the racing, but McGregor took the win on the last lap.
Yeah.
So
will the same happen? Will the same happen this time round? Good question.
Like I said, penultimate lap of the race, because we've got a minute to go. They'll be getting up towards the final. Well, they'll be in the final sector when the time runs out. So we will be running 11 laps of racing here. But who is going to end up on top? What order is any of the podium going to be? Because Patterson and Legale, they've opened up a little bit.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, a little bit of a gap there.
They haven't sorted themselves out still. We still do have a little bit to go. Here goes McGregor onto the outside. Shepherd goes defensive. There's contact under braking. The Shepherd starts to swing it back to the left-hand side of the track. But here you go, the switchback move from McGregor on the exit. Shepherd keeps it tight, though, and look how wide he is making his car. Absolutely no room for Ross McGregor to go anywhere on the exit of that turn. as we're coming up to the final lap here for race number 1 of 2 at the final round of the Mini Challenge Series. Ross McGregor, your champion, pretty much, running in second right now. It's all but confirmed for him. He's on the outside of Shepherd, and 3rd and 4th have closed up once more.
Yes, as you can see in the background, that as McGregor takes a look at the rear of Shepherd, he's so close. He goes on the inside, switch back. Now on the outside, can he make? And there's contact between the two as they go into the left-hander. Unbelievable driving as McGregor's still on the outside. Chris Shepherd is on the inside and keeps hold of the lead for now as they come into the final corner. But no, on the brakes. On the brakes, McGregor, and Shepherd loses it. And now McGregor is ahead of Shepherd.
This is the last lap. This is the last lap of the race. McGregor wins. Shepherd takes second.
Unbelievable.
That race came to a close straight away. That never normally happens. When the time runs out, you normally get pretty much an additional lap. What we didn't hear, Ross McGregor wins, Shepherd 2nd, Patterson 3rd, Legale 4th, Garcia 5th, Rona 6th, Polgar 7th, then it's Van der Veen, Patsy, Lehman running out your top 10, then Matt Cook, Sergio Menguel, Jukka Mattinen moves all the way up into 13th position, Alistair Reed, Bram Hengeveld up into 15th, Manuel Alvarez 16th, Paul Joseph in 17th, Steve Legale in 18th position, Jason White at 19th, Michael Klein 20th, Fernando Flanagan 21st, 22nd, Kreshnik Kalili, and Simon Perotti has still got half a lap to go from 23rd position. But that is twice now, that the lead has been taken off of Chris Shepherd by Ross McGregor at the very end of the race. And Ross McGregor, I think that's the championship in the bag, isn't it? Because Matt Legale is now his closest rival. And unless McGregor retires from the race, that he is going to be our first double champion, back-to-back champion at that, in the mini-series.
Yeah, indeed. Right, we're going to go for a quick advert break, and we'll be right back. So, welcome back. As I just turn on the microphones, you heard Joseph right banging there. Apologies.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. I'm back, blaring out on the stream. Fantastic. Right. So again, McGregor just obliterates his opposition in the final few laps of a race. He just has this knack of just waiting for his moment to pounce. It's just
no. I'm actually going to argue with you there on the basis that yes, he was able to disperse of Chris Shepherd on the final lap of the race, but did he obliterate? I don't think so. I think he had a pretty tough challenge getting past Shepherd, and he didn't do it cleanly. So I don't think he did obliterate. I think he had a really tough time in trying to get that win.
No, what I mean by obliterate is that in like, not like he
oh, come on, explain yourself.
He outdrove them. I mean, like, you know, they think they've got the win, and he goes and obliterates that kind of hysteria. They think they've won the race. You know,
I don't think at any point Shepherd thought he would have won that race with how close McGregor was on the rear end.
It's like dangling a carrot in front of someone, isn't it? And then just going, ha ha ha, take that, and just eating the carrot yourself. Yeah, or a box of chocolates or something more tempting than a carrot, I guess. But
a singular carrot. That's not
okay. A box of Ferrero Rocher other chocolates are available.
But Ferrero Rocher is the king of chocolate.
Hey, listen, if Ferrero Rocher ever watch this stream and want to send me a box of Ferrero Rocher, I'd never say no. Right.
I would be very much obliged to do some sponsoring of Ferrero Rocher. You know, wink, wink.
Maybe that's what they should. They need to get into. If Ferrero Rocher want to get into eSports, you know.
We're here. We're one step ahead of you. Well, let's just point out the fact Simon Porti starting on pole position. He's actually starting in 3rd position's good spot. Because obviously the first 2 are taken
I love the fact that our names are at the top of the timing table right now.
My name is at the top. I am the best of the entire. I am amazing.
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody that's watching this knows that's not true. So yeah.
But do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
They've seen me race.
They've seen your dodgy streams. Yeah.
Right, we're just waiting for the drivers to get underway for the formation lap, in which they are now. Let's talk you through your for your grid for race number 2.
When you got your drink, did you put your teeth back in?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a joke, you know, like when someone puts their dentures in and they're like, it's okay, it's all right. It went over your head. Don't worry, carry on. You don't mean it's so...
In first position, shut up, Paul, is Simon Perotti. In second position, just behind, is going to be Krishnik Khalili. And third position, Fernando Flanagan. Fourth position is going to be Michael Clyde, which I haven't actually pointed out. I love his livery. Fifth position is going to be Jason Whitehead, followed by Steve Galley in 6th. 7th is going to be Paul Joseph. 8th is Manuel Alvarez. 9th, Bram Hengeveld. And rounding out your top 10, is going to be Alistair Reed, who's actually sitting ahead of Bram Hengeveld on the circuit. But anyway, then it's going to be Jukka Matanen in 11th position, followed by Mengwell in 12th. Cook in 13th. Lehman in 14th. 15th position to Patsy. 16th to Davy van der Veen. 17th division to Polgar, 18th to Tobias Rona, 19th to Eduardo Garcia, 20th is going to be rounded out by Matt Legale, 21st Craig Patterson, 22nd Chris Shepherd is going to be starting from
the
pit
lane. Yes.
And Ross McGregor, 23rd position. We're obviously down Butcher for this second race. But why? Chris Shepherd's obviously missed the starting grid, and that's not good. Because not only is he going to be last, he was originally going to be in 23rd position. 22nd position, sorry. He's now in 23rd position. He's also going to be about a sector behind everyone else at the start of this race.
Yeah, and the reason the positions on the graphics are slightly out is because it thinks Joseph and I are racing. So, and we're not because we're in the commentary box. So... I'm sorry about that. You probably just heard me like choking completely. Yeah, we did. It's okay. It's all right. I mean, you know, it's okay. Martin Brundle does it all the time. So your race leader for the second race is Perotti, as he's coming in to the start-finish straight, leading the pack. So we've normally found that the guys at the start of the front tend to finish towards the front, don't they, Joseph, in the second race?
Yeah, in the second race, they seem to be able to hold their own, which is actually quite surprising. We saw that at Imola with the race win, second position. Well, Bram Hengeveld in second, the race win by... Oh, who won the second?
Here we go. Perotti's angled his car very aggressively. No surprise there, I think.
Well, no, we've seen that quite a lot over the course of the season as the drivers do put their cars at different angles in the grid spaces to try and get the best opportunity. But we are about to go green. The lights are up. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And they're green, and away we go for the final time in the 2019 Race Department Mini Challenge by Extreme Sim Racing. Up towards turn number 1. Perotti holds on to the lead. Krishnik Khalili in second position as everyone flies past the pit lane. We've obviously got one of our drivers going to have to wait to come out of the pit lane. Chris Shepherd still waiting. It's 4 abreast at the very rear of the field as they head up towards turn number 2. Someone's missed their braking point. That was Van der Veen missing his braking point, but it's all got themselves sorted out now. And Chris Shepherd's light has turned green. He is now out of the pit lane as well, as all the drivers seem to have got a relatively clean start. No major issues. Perotti leads the way from Hillary.
Yeah, I'm just watching the mix. Car number 31, Frank Lehman, currently in 17th position. There's cars quite a few wide. as Davy van der Veen is trying to make a move on Polga. They tap. On Patsy, sorry. They tap as they go into the hairpin. Got a little bit wide. Menguel's gone wide there. Mattinen's gone wide. Yeah, a lot of contact in that hairpin.
Indeed, there was just almost as if one car at the front slowed down, the one behind hit him, the one behind him hits him, one behind him hits him. As Ross McGregor going very aggressive on the inside of Lehman right now, trying to make that move. He's done it, but that is your champion. Unless he retires, that is your champion right there. And he's going to try and get as good final result as he possibly can to solidify what has been a fantastic season of racing once again for McGregor.
Oh, yeah, been absolutely fantastic. And, as Matt Cook spins, amazingly, no one hits him. And he's on the green stuff. He turns the car around, and on his way he goes. Chris Shepherd is in the pits, by the way.
Yeah, deciding to retire the race after having the late start. And that's not good, because that's actually going to knock him down in the championship positions. Of course, if you don't finish, you get 0 points. And then if you, 22nd position, so what will now be last position in this race, is going to get 27 points nonetheless. So that is a lot of points to be lost out on from a retirement for Shepherd. That's a real shame.
As Perotti is pulling away from man in second, which is Kestik Halili.
Will Perotti finally be able to do a good race?
Oh, well, that's a very interesting question. I think he'll I don't know. Anyway, Flanagan currently in. I'm being political. Currently, Flanagan in third is looking to get past Halili, who's in second as they approach the hairpin.
On the inside line is Flanagan in his that lovely pink car. Through the inside, the 93 goes. He makes it work. The 11, nothing he can do to retaliate on that, and is down onto the bottom step of the podium. Bit of a gap.
A car ended up on its front momentarily in the game. I think that might have been McGregor. It was a very.
But it is side by side for Alvarez, and who is that? Alistair Reed in the Mini Ace on the inside. That's one of the other chocolates available, by the way, if you don't like Ferrero Rocher. Alvarez is stuck on behind. The 01 machine takes 6th position. And Steve Legale, that's where I like seeing him. 5th position at the moment.
Yeah. Well, he keeps having issues with R Factor. He tried to join the race last night, but for some unknown reason, keeps having a lot of technical issues. He's chasing down Mr. Klein in 4th position. This is tight here, isn't it? You got 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, really. And then you've got Brandon Helmgren is a little bit broken away from them in 9th, who's closely followed by Pazzi in 10th, and Van der Veen in 11th. Don't take out the boss, Davey. Don't take out the boss.
Matt Legale currently running around in 15th, just ahead of Craig Patterson. Both those drivers looking for 2nd and 3rd in the championship, which I think they are going to get, because Patterson's closest rival, let me just double check this, is Chris Shepherd, who has now retired. So that is going to be Ross McGregor champion, Matt Legale 2nd, Craig Patterson. Finally, some good luck in a series is going to take 3rd in the championship.
Yeah, he'll be royally chuffed with that. I think, as you alluded to in race 1, and I mentioned last week, good, decent racer, not such a great qualifier, but has also had some really tough luck in the races where he's been pushed off. As Tobias Rona is all over the back of Mattinen and trying to get 13th position. He's probably going to make a move into the hairpin.
And here comes Matt Legale pushing Tobias Rona up towards the hairpin, going to try and follow his teammate through, quite possibly, onto the braking zone. Some front-end damage on Rona's machine, but he does get it, and Legale's got it on the exit as well. Mattinen, not much he can do there. Now Legale turns to overtake his teammate. Will there be some sort of team order here in allowing Matt Legale through, or are they going to fight each other? Or are they just going to work together in the order they currently are in to pull up the order? But here comes Mattinen, dives at the inside of Legale, doesn't quite make it work. No contact, though, which is good to see.
Garcia, I think, just went into the back of Paul Joseph. I caught the end of that. And also, while you were watching that battle, I saw Davy van der Veen got pushed off very, very wide at some point as Davy van der Veen
Steve Legale has gone into Manuel Alvarez in 6th and 7th position, as Legale is now 3 abreast in the middle. He's in a sandwich. Hengeveld is the one shoved out at the very back of it. Through the front of it is Patsy. And now Hengeveld is trying to get past Legale, but he's got Van der Veen behind him. That's 3 staff members all in one little gaggle of cars.
Unbelievable driving. Don't take out the boss, guys. That'll be my recommendation if you enjoy working at Race Department.
As they go almost 3 abreast on the exit across the timing line.
4 cars in that gaggle.
Into turn number 1. Nobody knows where to go to keep it clean, but they have kept it clean somehow. And now it's Rona and Legale at the back of this gaggle of cars, trying to get past Garcia, but there's...
As Brang Hengeveld tries to make a move for 8th position. I don't think it's quite got the exit there. It's going to fall behind Steve Legale. David Van der Veen also in the slipstream here of Bram Hengeveld as they approach on their way down to the famous hairpin.
Just up ahead, there's also Alistair Reed side by side with Klein, but that's not the fight we're looking at, because this fight behind for a top 10 position is ongoing right now. Hengeveld's the inside line of Steve Legale, but Van der Veen appears out of nowhere and takes 2 in 1 turn. Van der Veen, what an overtake. I salute you, sir. Up into 8th position now. Brad Hengeveld in 9th. Garcia in 10th, and Steve Legale
falling back
all the way to 14th. He has lost about, or even more.
He's slowing
18.
right down. Has he got
That's 5th to 18th position in 2 laps.
Has he got a problem?
I think he may have some sort of issue.
Yeah. Well, we know he has issues, but does he have a technical issue? What?
From 2nd position, Flanagan's off the circuit. He gets back on. He's only lost a position to Halili, who now makes his way back in a 2nd. Flanagan down to 3rd, but he's slightly wide again. So is Halili just ahead. All sorting themselves out, but here comes Patsy for 5th position, trying to look past Michael Klein, as it's just a train of cars right up to 5th position. Just a huge gaggle, and it trains all the way down to 14th position.
So Davey Van der Veen, I think he's on for a decent result here. If he can, we've got 11.5 minutes remaining. He's currently in 8th position. Alves ahead of him, as you can see Garcia trying to put Bram Hengeveld under pressure. But Garcia is under pressure currently from Tobias Rona in the 11th position.
Indeed, there's just so many fights going on right now.
It's hard to keep track.
To be fair, there's not so many fights. There's just one fight that includes 90%.
Oh, there's contact. I think Tobias Ryder got shoved out there a little bit aggressively, which is allowing Craig Patterson to now go alongside him. So Craig Patterson is going to go past with the Huggies man just ahead Garcia. But he's
stuck on the outside line. Rona's got that inside line on the
Jesus, look at this as they come down to the hairpin. Look.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to get an aerial shot of this going into the hairpin so I can see what's going on. It's going to be 6 abreast into the hairpin. Everyone remains straight, even after a bunch of hitting each other. But Hengeveld's the one that was in the middle of that. That was absolutely crazy as they come out of the hairpin. 6 cars side by side into there. How on earth have they all managed to come out of it? Hengeveld on the outside of Rona, but
oh no! What is Alves doing?
Oh my word, he has just taken out Matt Legale completely, who has now lost 4
Oh, and he's got tapped and he's in the barrier and lost the front wheel.
He's going to keep it on the right-hand side of the track, though, out of everyone's way. But I must say, #deserve.
Yeah, #, you deserve that. That's just unbelievable. You can't do that to any racer. He used Matt Legale as a way to stop. So, yeah, just not acceptable. That's allowed Garcia to break away from that group slightly, or that mayhem that's just gone on there. And by the way, if you on that hairpin, if you push the end button, you get a really great view as all the cars come down that towards that hairpin. It's actually a great wide shot. As Flanagan has got past Halili for 2nd.
He has. He's made his way back past Halili after running off the circuit, back into 2nd, but just can't catch up to Perotti, who's 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be Perotti's win.
Yeah, it has to be, unless he does something oh, I can't say the word for whatever it is.
Catastrophic.
Yeah, thank you. Catastrophic. Yeah, I think this race is his. He hasn't got anybody else to push off the track, so I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he is.
Little dig there, mate. Sorry, but, you know. Anyway.
Rona on the left-hand side of the circuit to Michael Klein.
Oh, Davy Van der Veen's got... Whoa.
Squeezed off the circuit, switches back on Patsy to now make the outside line. They're going to go side by side, but Patsy's got the inside for the exit. But look at all the cars go through. So much smoke, but great view up in the air there.
Yeah, unbelievable cameras around this circuit as you got Davy Van der Veen now trying really hard to get past Patsy, the number 82 car. But just behind them, you've got Tobias Roeder fighting with Michael Klein, and then you've got this gaggle of Chris Patterson, Lehman, Magalay, Hengelveld, and McGregor.
Craig. It's not Chris.
Craig, sorry. Oh, I got his name wrong. Sorry, Craig.
You always call him Chris.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'll just think of him calling him Mr. Patterson. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great gaggle. It's just great racing again.
Here goes McGregor. McGregor's to the inside of Hengelveld. There's contact. But he's managed to squeeze his way through in a space that was not even wide enough for a motorbike. But he's done it and is now up to 13th behind Matt Legale, who sits in 12th.
The Scotsman doing his country proud. There you go. Making a move. Frank.
No, he is a very good driver. That makes him British.
I see what you did there. His name's not Andy Murray. Right. Yeah. Okay, so Craig Patterson trying to take ninth. Well, has he taken ninth as he comes down? I think he has. He's ahead of Michael Klein as Frank Lehman is watching just behind the number 69 car.
Yeah, he's done a really good start to the race. And do you know what? This is the best way to end the season. It's just fights that include the entire field. And that just sums up how good this season has been.
Yeah, it's just
fantastic. On the inside of Hillily for third position. Easy move there. But yeah, what a fantastic season this has been. They all come through back in their fight for the top 10 that is led by Craig Patterson in 9th and Matt Legale in 10th. I believe those two are going to start pulling away. It's it's the champion in 12th position trying to see what he can do in the last race of this season.
As you ride on board with the champion following the number 31 car, Frank Lehman. This is 11th and 12th. That's behind. I can see there's a side-by-side.
Yes, that's Hengelveld going past Klein, who is slowly falling around the order. Oh, big slide by both of them, but they both hold it very nicely. Hengelveld still ahead of Klein.
Garcia and Patterson battling for 7th and 8th position right now as they just exit the hairpin.
Indeed, McGregor behind in 9th at the moment, and he's doing a great job to take this for a championship victory. Patterson doing a great job to take this for third position. He goes to the inside of Garcia for an overall 7th in the race with less than 2 minutes to go. A little bit of contact there, but he runs wide, and here comes Garcia back at it.
Yeah, these two have been battling now for the last maybe 2 or 3 laps, and it's been wonderful to watch. No argy-bargy, which is what we like to see at Race Department.
No, this is great racing by 23 of the 24
and
drivers.
McGregor is
trying to get it. He's switched back to the left-hand side. No room left by Garcia, though.
Great door shutting there.
Really was.
Keeping the cold weather out.
But here goes Garcia trying to get back past Patterson. Can't quite get it to work. And may I say now, Kreshnik Khalili is down to 5th in this race. That means that Flanagan is in 2nd. Reed, however, is on the hunt for 2nd position.
Yeah, Matt Legale currently in 10th, and he's a little bit way back from McGregor, unfortunately. I don't think he can get involved in this fight with just 52 seconds left on the clock. So are we thinking there's one more lap after this?
We did that last time. This could be the last lap of this race.
Okay, so
Very
Flanagan
possible.
is under pressure from Reed at the moment.
Reed for second position. Yeah, that's the one that I think, if it goes on what happened last race, this will be the last lap of the race. And Reed, this is his last major overtaking opportunity. He's going to try and make it because he goes to the outside. It'll become the inside line for the hairpin. And that is exactly where you want to be. He's got the overlap now. You can see the battling going on behind as well. But Reed to the inside of Flanagan. And into second position. Flanagan's not got it on the exit. Look at it racing from behind as that is a TDR driver going from the outside.
Lily now
to
in
the
sixth
inside of
position.
three
He's
drivers.
fallen back at the hairpin there as Tobias Rona and Patsy are in fourth and fifth.
Flanagan taps Reed. Flanagan taps Reed for second position as they now head onto the braking zone. Reed holds the inside line, the 93 on the outside, and he's wide. And that is second position, surely, to Reed as Patsy holds on to... Davy van der Veen's been given another penalty, may I add. Patsy is holding on just ahead of Tobias Rona.
As, Patson's under pressure. Now, he's trying to get past Halili, sorry. As Halili goes wide, Garcia's through.
And now under pressure from Garcia once more. Garcia to the outside line.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Being lifted up on the wheel there, but yes, you're right. A little bit of contact from Garcia. On the exit, look at this train of cars. Is this the last lap? No. Perotti goes on to the last lap of the race. We've got one more to go.
Oh, Ross McGregor pushing very hard behind Garcia there as,
I'll just quickly add, Perotti has led every single lap in this race, and he is going to take the victory, so well done to him.
Yeah, and we're sorry we're not giving him the airtime, but it's more exciting behind.
Yeah, he's got a 10-second gap over
Yeah, boring. No, I'm only joking. Well done, Perotti. Very good. Good racing.
There goes
Solid.
Patterson to the inside of Patsy. They're side by side. And onto the braking zones. Patterson's going to make it work, surely. But the switch back across as Michael Klein gets a penalty. Here from 13th position. On the exit, though, Patterson has only just got the overlap on Patsy, but he's on the correct side of the circuit for the upcoming hairpin. This is the side he wants to be at. Rona just ahead in fourth, but Patterson looking to hold on to fifth, but here comes Garcia to try and make it three abreast.
Unbelievable. Can he?
Right, Garcia and Patsy hits. Patterson's left behind. He's lost 3 positions.
But
through goes Ross McGregor into fifth from 8th.
I don't know what Patsy's flashing lights about there. He's the one that's doing the argy-bargy as far as I'm concerned.
Well, no, I think Patterson was hit on the exit, but he ran deep. He put himself in that
Whoa,
position.
as Patsy goes on the inside of Patterson.
And he's up in his 7th, a little bit of a tap. Not what Patterson wants to see. He's on the outside. Patsy on the inside of Garcia. What a great fight going on here at the very end of the race.
I think there'll be some angry words in helmets right now.
Well, they're all in a TeamSpeak server together. I'd hate to hear what's going on right now through there. But on towards the hairpin. Patterson on the outside line. There's someone off. Flanagan's off the circuit. Flanagan is out on the last lap.
No!
Michael Klein has just got yet another penalty. That means he is going to be put a lap
Perotti
down
crosses the line and finishes.
Yes, Perotti wins the race. Alistair Reed will finish in second, holding on to third.
Whoa!
Patterson's around. Rona finishes third. McGregor fourth. Garcia fifth. And Lily sixth. Malagai seventh.
Sorry,
But
in the
Patsy
distance.
And Patterson hits on the last turn. And you can see Patsy slowed up. He's giving Patterson the position.
Yeah.
Patterson costs a... No, I think Patsy's out of fuel. That might be what happened. Patsy didn't get acceleration out of the final turn because he is out of fuel. So Patterson hit him.
Bram Hangerveld comes across the line in 18th position.
May I just say, even with a 9th position finish in the race, there was no position change in the championship for Patterson. He would have still got 3rd position in the championship. Matt Legale would still have got 2nd position. But the one man who has done the best is the man doing donuts right now. Ross McGregor, double Race Department Mini Challenge champion. He wins the championship with 1 win here at Hockenheim. A 4th position finish in race number 2. But the 03 machine gets to celebrate in style. He is our champion.
Well done, Ross McGregor. Absolutely brilliant. Back-to-back championship winner. First time in race department history. The records are meant to be broken. So will he manage to do it a 3rd time? Will he become the Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton of race department?
But absolutely fantastic, because the only other driver I think who's had the same sort of prodigy as and same sort of skill that Ross McGregor has got to be Mr. C. And actually, no, there is one other driver who won quite a lot of championships. I can't remember what his name was, but he ran a lot of the GPCs. There's those 3 drivers who seem to win any championship they ever enter. And Ross McGregor is showing why he's the boss at the Minis, and I'm really looking forward to see if he takes part in other series alongside the Mini Challenge, because I'd love to see what he can do in another machine.
Do you know, more importantly, 0 drop frames. That's amazing, isn't it?
I'm going to punch you. No, you said that. You said 0 drop frames, but you were still dropping frames before when you said 0 drop frames.
Yeah, but there wasn't like the stats down the bottom. It's when I was doing the other stream at the same time. I think it was more CPU issues.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, what an end to an
amazing season.
Series. Yeah, I mean, I'm lost for words, really. It's been fantastic. And in that particular race, you know, because we've only got one view of what's going on, it's very hard to pick where to point the camera, because there were just battles up and down the league. Unfortunately, 1st, 2nd, 3rd wasn't, the main of the part of that race was in the midfield today for the 2nd race. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that, Joseph. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And I need to go and lay down, I think.
Indeed, it's been an absolutely fantastic race. It's been a fantastic season as that as well. And congratulations to Ross McGregor to take championship. It obviously was a shame that he didn't have that championship fight with Chris Butcher that we were hoping for, with Butcher's issues that he's had after qualifying on pole position, of course, getting demoted a lap after the 1st lap and then having a disconnect. It was not a good last round for him, but a great one for Ross McGregor, who was able to take the championship. Matt Legale to take 2nd in the championship, and Craig Patterson finally his luck turned. Certainly not in the final stages of that race, being taken out, almost having that incident in the final turn with the driver who was out of fuel, and unfortunately things like that happen. And but what a way to finish the season. Well done to all the drivers taking part in both this division and in Division number 2, of course. The drivers that got promoted into Division 1 showing the skills that they possessed in Division 2. They were just too fast for the Division 2, and they pulled themselves into here. And Frank Lehman was one of those drivers that really showed off here in Division number 1. So what a season it has been. Well done to all the drivers taking part, in particular our champion, double champion for the first ever time in the Mini Challenge Series, Ross McGregor. The British driver, of course. He's no longer just known as the Scottish driver. He is the British driver. We will now take ownership of Ross McGregor. But what an amazing season it's been. I cannot wait until the next Mini Challenge. Cannot wait until what's coming next. We've obviously got the Touring Car Championship in the works, and that's been teased as well. So really looking forward to the series that are up and coming and going to be released over this season and over the course of the year, because it's going to be fantastic, and hopefully you'll be with me through all of those broadcasts, Paul. And thank you very much for joining me, and obviously becoming the host of the streams in this part of the season, this half of the season. So thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and like you say, commiserations to Mr. Butcher today. I think that's really unfortunate. In eSports, unfortunately, these things can go wrong from time to time. It's been a wonderful series. Well done to Craig Patterson. I think this is probably his strongest race that we've seen from him. As you can see, though, because he's often in the mix, he does get caught up in instances. And that is an unfortunate fact when you're kind of in that midfield pack where it's so close together. And some absolutely fantastic, fair, aggressive but fair to a point racing. We've not really had much to do in the stewards' room. from the league organisers. I think, well, thank you to those who've organised the league. Thank you to Dave, who sorted out all the stand-in stuff. A lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that you guys aren't privy to. There's lots of discussions, lots of talks that go on. Thank you to Extreme Simracing for sponsoring us this time round. And we'll do more things like that. And the more that we do these, the better we'll get, and the better the content we'll get. And you'll have to put up with us for a little bit longer, I feel. So thank you very much to everybody that's watched all 5 rounds. If you haven't, you can go watch them all on our YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can hit us up on Twitter at RaceDepartment. We're also on Instagram. There's our forums where we have a wonderful community. www.racedepartment.com. Feel free to come and be a premium member. Join in some of the club racing if you're not sure if you're ready for league racing yet. You know, that's the proving ground, and there are some great guys that race who will help you learn and develop your, and give you setups and help you with tips and whatnot. It's what we were doing last night. It's a fantastic community. It really is, and one that I am pleased to be a staff member for. So and thank you, Joseph, for putting up with me. So as always.
Yes, thank you very much then to everyone who's joined over the course of the season. That has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you to, yes, of course, the organisers, Bram Hengeval, Dave Stevenson, for doing fantastic work behind the scenes. Thank you very much to Paul Glover for taking the over the streaming of the series. Thank you to Mr. C, who's joined us on a couple of the race weekends. Thank you to Paul Glover for joining me every single week to do the commentary. And I have been Joseph White. This has been the Race Department 2019 Mini Challenge by Extreme Sim Racing. We will see you in the next league, going to be coming very soon. Thank you very much for joining us this season, and goodbye.